Good morning, Angela Yee.
Good morning, DJ Andy.
Charlemagne the God.
Peace to the planet, it's Thursday!
Yes, it's Thursday.
Good morning. Now, listen, collectively, as a family, right? I'm Uncle Charlotte.
What we talking about?
Cousin Envy, cousin Angela Yee.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
We have a cousin coming in this morning as well.
Oh, okay.
A couple cousins. Our cousin Jasmine Sanders.
Yes.
And our other cousin D.L. Hughley.
D.L. Hughley, yes.
Now, let me tell y'all something, man. Y'all know when cousin D.L. Hughley, he's never been over before. He's been over, but y'all never heard him over. If you know what I mean. Meaning that I talk to him a lot.
Yeah, we
you know
speak
what I'm
to
saying?
him.
But he's never been
On the
actually
show.
on the Breakfast Club, yeah.
Correct.
Cousin D.L. drinks heavily, man. And when he drinks heavily, he says what he wants to say. Y'all just need to know that.
And he doesn't drink your normal drink. He doesn't drink your vodka, your tequila.
Well, bourbon's pretty normal.
That's pretty normal for
I actually got him a bottle of bourbon.
Bourbon, yeah.
For
I
this
love
morning.
bourbon.
I actually had D.L. Hughley on lip service. It was one of our most entertaining interviews.
He's an
heard.
entertaining individual. Not only is he an entertaining individual, he's very smart. I like to call it intellectual ignorance.
Yes.
You know, but listen, all I'm telling y'all is, don't y'all get mad when cousin DL turned the cookout this morning now. All right, let cousin DL do what cousin DL do. Okay, don't get mad at us because cousin DL turned the cookout this morning.
Now, I got a huge complaint. Right?
Okay, what's the
now,
complaint?
last night, I sleep at the station when I have a show sometimes. I take a little nap, right? And if you know me, I sleep naked. That's just me. I sleep in the bag.
At the station?
Yes, I got a little sleeping bag. But last
Tell
night...
me more, Daddy.
Wait, you sleep just
I like it when you do it like
Butt
that,
naked?
Daddy.
Yeah, sleep in my boxes. Yeah, sleep in my boxes. All right?
I still think that's weird.
I do, but
I
was
like
a
it when
sleeping
you do it like that, Daddy.
bag. But last night, you know who was looking at me while I was sleeping? Stop the music. Charlemagne.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. Let me
Why
tell you.
were y'all both
You'll
here
never
last
catch
night?
me sleeping in no goddamn radio
They
station.
got this big ass head of Charlemagne, right? That they did some work here and they put the big ass head of Charlemagne sleeping in the room. So when I wake up in the middle of the night,
It was that big head of him sleeping.
no, it's just a big head of Charlemagne. So that sounds crazy.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
big headed
I'm
Charlemagne.
starting to notice that in this studio, there's a lot of big pictures of me and stuff, and I really appreciate that.
Right.
Thank you very much.
So I'm saying when I wake up, I see Charlemagne and he got like a twinkle eye looking at me.
Hey.
Yeah, you see that eye right
That's
there? He got
right.
like that little twinkle eye
That's
looking
right.
at me, and I felt strange. I felt
when you see that
I had to
head,
cover
Strange
myself.
as in aroused?
No.
when you see that
No.
big head, I want you to think about Diddy on Drink Champs telling Nori, I like it when you do it like that, Daddy. All right?
But I'm gonna throw away all them big heads.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Because
No, you're not.
it's so awkward.
No, you're not.
I'm taking
No,
it
you're
out and I
not.
wake up and he's just looking at me.
Why you didn't turn it around?
Just move them. That's all. Just move my big heads from all over this building.
I don't
Okay?
want your head around me. Like, you gotta move.
There's one right there. Hold on. Matter of fact.
Oh my goodness.
No, please
There's
do that
another
on the
big
floor.
see?
No.
See that? See, look at that look. Now imagine you wake up, that guy looking at you, his hand is on his chin, his mouth open,
that's right.
look like his mouth watering, and you just trying to get a little nap in.
What's
All
up?
right.
What's up, Daddy?
See? See?
What's up, Daddy?
See, it's just awkward.
I like it when you scrape it like that, Daddy.
See, you know
When you
what?
do what to it?
We can call me Mac.
Did y'all put that in the system? Put Diddy from Drink Champs in the system. I need that in the system, man. I need to hear that every now and then.
My goodness. All right, let's get the show cracking. Front page news, what we talking about?
We're going to talk about a class called White Racism. Would you take that course at your university?
Nigga,
Do
please.
you need to take one? All right, we'll talk about it when we come back. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlemagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club.
What's happening? Good morning. Hello, it's Thursday, goddammit. It's the weekend.
Let's get in some front page news. Now, where you want to start? This white racism class?
Yes, this is a Florida university, and they actually had to have extra security and police officers just because of a class called White Racism. The professor was flooded with harassing emails and messages. Some of them were very openly racist. Now here is Ted Thornhill. He's the assistant professor of sociology at Florida Gulf Coast University. He's the one that's teaching the course. Here's what he had to say about the class and why he felt like he needed to make sure everyone was protected.
The term white racism is the language of the literature. There's scholarly books with the title, journal articles with the title. I've used the term myself in my own writing, and a course by a similar name was taught nearly a quarter of a century ago at the University of Connecticut. And so I thought at this point in my career, and given the nature of our political climate now it was necessary to give it an apt and appropriate title, and so that's what I did.
Well, truth to the matter is, if you're teaching the real history of America, then the real history of America is white racism. It was built on white racism.
Right, they're going to be talking about, according to the course description, the concept of race, examine the racist ideologies, laws, policies, and practices that have operated for hundreds of years to maintain white racial domination over those racialized as non-white. So they're going to discuss ways to challenge white racism and white supremacy toward promoting an anti-racist society where whiteness is not tied to greater life chances.
All right, now let's talk about what's going on with 7-Eleven, I see.
Yes, so ICE is targeting 7-Eleven stores. They're trying to punish employers. Federal immigration agents have descended upon 98 stores in 17 different states and arrested 21 people. So what they're trying to do is find undocumented workers. They're trying to demand paperwork from managers, and they're saying it's the largest enforcement operation against employers so far. Now, 7-Eleven released a statement saying that the individual stores are franchises, so they're independently owned by different business owners, and they're responsible for hiring their own employees. They decide who they want to hire, and they verify their eligibility to work in the United States. Right now, at 7-Elevens, they're telling their employees to make sure that all of their records are up to date, just in case ICE decides to come and visit them.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So 7-Eleven is hiring illegal immigrants?
Or undocumented, yeah.
Oh.
Undocumented immigrants.
When I thought about that yesterday when I saw it, I thought about them like running up in the Quickie Mart, throwing out poo on the ground from The Simpsons. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you do so? Like, what them people ain't bothering nobody? They just trying to make a living.
Right.
All right. Well, that's front page news. Now get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent, hit us up right now. Maybe you need to clear some energy. Maybe you're having a bad night or had a bad night, a bad morning. Just want to clear the air. Or if you feel blessed and you want to spread some positivity, phone lines are wide open. 800-585-1051 is the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hello, who's this?
Hey, what's up, DJ Envy? What's up, Charlotte, man? What's up, Angela?
What's up, my brother?
What's up, bro? Get it off your chest.
Oh, I'm actually blessed, brother. Just, blessed to be, wake up this morning and to have a job, man.
Hey, you know what? Man. That's beautiful. Enjoying the simple things in life. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's what's up. But Charlotte, man, I believe I know you, brother. I used to live in Goose Creek in Charleston, South Carolina, and I bumped into you a couple of times, and I always wanted you to say, I'm proud of the things you're doing, bro.
Hey, thank you, man. I love Goose Creek. I used to go to Stratford High School for a little while. Once I got kicked out of Berkeley High School. Goose Creek had some beautiful women.
Yeah, my daughter was born in Somerville out in the Moncks Corner area.
Okay.
I'm from Philly, but yeah, I bumped into you a couple times in South Carolina. Never had the privilege of bumping into you in Philly. And just a big fan of you, man, and, hope y'all doing your thing. But DJ Envy and Angelique, when y'all going to bring the juice bar to Florida so I can join?
We're working on expanding, so I'll let you know as soon as we know.
You heard the boys.
Let me know, I'm investing, y'all, man, because I'm always,
Yeah, we got a lot of big things happening.
Hello, who's this?
Yo, this Southside Chitty.
Southside, get it off your chest.
Man, I'm just out here trying to put shit, oh my God, on YouTube, and it's just getting more and more, but I'm having a hard time getting blogs to pick it up.
What are you talking about? You got music or something?
Yeah, my music video, oh my God, OMG.
Well, won't you spend some money? Won't you spend some money with some of these blogs?
I just spent a couple with them, but they ain't really worth some of the brands they asking for, like they World Star or something.
Well, maybe your song is trash then, but I do know this: you got to invest in yourself to get things popping. So you can't insult the blog that you're trying to get your song on and say they not World Star. Yes, it is. Did you spend your money with World Star? Did you give World Star a couple of dollars to post your song?
No, man, I got to spend that money with you.
I don't take no money to play no goddamn music.
But yeah, but you should try World Star. Even when I promote my videos and my albums and my song, I spend some money with the blogs, man.
Yeah, contrary to popular belief, I've never gotten paid to promote an artist in my life. People swear I got paid to promote Cardi B, as if Cardi is not a gem that we all should be celebrating.
Yeah. Hello, who's this?
Hey, what's going on, man? My name's Chris. I'm from Worcester.
Hey, Chris, get it off your chest.
Hey, so I'm feeling a little mad but blessed at the same time. So some things went on last week for work. Transportation was an issue. My supervisor had told me I had 6 days to cover, so, it was no problem. I come in the next week, and he comes up to me at my workstation in front of a bunch of other employees, and he yells out, "You should be fired," telling me I had no 6 days after he previously told me I had 6 days. completely trying to belittle me in front of all the other employees, which I found kind of disrespectful and unprofessional. But I mean, things happen. People have their problems, but anything. Work for anybody else going through the same situation, anything similar or anything bad. Keep your head up. Things get better. God blesses you in mysterious ways. Your time's coming.
That's what everybody say when they get fired. You just rattled off every "I just got fired" affirmation. Only one you didn't hit them with is when another door closes. When the door closes, another one opens up.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, I've been fired 4 times. I know them all. Okay.
You'll be all right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not too worried about it, but I'm just blessed. I got a job. I got money. Family's healthy. Roof over our head. Food on the table. So it's nothing more I can really ask for.
Haterade should be your motivation.
There you go. Get it off your chest. 800-585.
Happy birthday, Mary J. Blige.
1051. And happy birthday to Mary. Today's Mary's birthday.
Damn, today Mary J. Blige born?
Yeah, she's getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame today.
Wow. Yeah, get it off your chest. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Carlos.
Hey, what's up? Get it off your chest.
Yeah, I pretty much want to say what, I'm blessed. I'm just blessed that I'm an electrician. I've been working for, about 17 years in the field. I'll be 35 this year. And I'm blessed, to be able to take care of all 5 of my kids and stuff. But I'm a little mad, too, because I travel a lot with my job. And my kids, they pretty much told me yesterday when I told them I had to go out of town for work that they tired of me traveling. And that's pretty much where I make all my money at. So I had to compromise with them, especially my daughter. She's 5 years old. She wanted me to get a job in Winn-Dixie. But I'm telling her, if Daddy work at Winn-Dixie, we want to have a lot of stuff we have. But
how long are you going when you travel, bro?
Anywhere from 2 weeks to 6 weeks.
Yeah, man.
And I go all over. Like, I'm supposed to fly out Sunday to go to Scotland.
Yeah, but that's your job, man. You're a father. Your job is to protect and provide. You got to bring that bread home, and the family just got to understand. Those are just the sacrifices that fathers got to make sometimes.
And sometimes he got to provide some guidance to his kids, though, because if he's not in the kid's life, them kids might be running a little wild and not having that in his life.
Nah. All 5 of my kids live with me.
Hey,
I'm in their lives.
You're a rarity. You like a Sasquatch, nigga.
Stop it.
Black father that got all 5 of his kids living with him. Times are changing.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to be in all their lives. The only way to do it, make sure they live with me. Your mom's in their lives too, but I'm there every day.
So who watches the kids when you're not there? They just go to their moms?
Yeah, well, my mom, the mom that I'm with now. 2 of my kids are from a relationship before. The other 3 are with my girl now. Shout out to her, Veronica.
Hey, man, I gotta respect it. I gotta respect it, sir.
All right, not mad at you.
All right, brother. Thank you for calling.
It is a fine balance, though, when you're a working mother or a working father.
It's difficult, you know what I mean? Because you want to be in your kid's life. You don't want to miss those moments. You also got to be there to plant those seeds, but you gotta make that money.
You gotta get that money. Okay, they gotta have a roof over their head and clothes on their back and food to eat.
Hello, who's this?
Oh, it's Shango.
Hey, Shango, get it off your chest.
I'm blessed. I'm just blessed. I'm super blessed. That's really it. I ain't got nothing to be mad about. I woke up this morning. I got an amazing job. My grandma, my family, and I'm just overly excited about that. And it's another great year. I'm going to bring it in with good faith that I'm going to have an amazing year this year, better than last year, at least.
There
Let's
you go.
get it.
Well, thank you, Mama.
Keep speaking success, man. Keep speaking. It's power in the tongue. Your thoughts become things. Keep speaking that success into fruition.
Hello, who's this?
This is Carrie.
Hey, what's up, Mama? Get it off your chest.
I'm mad as hell. My ex-boyfriend is having a good time without me, and I miss him.
Where's he at?
I know, because I'm stalking him on Instagram. I'm not even supposed to know his Instagram. I'm watching. He's having fun with friends and so on, and he screwed my birthday up. He screwed my New Year's Eve up. So I broke up with him, and now I'm dying.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
You're not dying. You're not dying.
I'm gonna be honest. It sounds like you're a side chick and don't know it, and you just finding that out. Yeah, but she was before.
Don't depress me this morning. You stop it.
What did he do that was so bad?
4 years.
What did he do that was so bad
I was with him.
What did he do that was so bad that you had to break up with him around the holidays?
Didn't you come around?
Well, he did, but he ain't trying hard enough when I told him I was vexed. So Charlamagne might be right about that side chick thing.
Duh.
4 years. He's 16 years younger than me. He was my first.
4 years of side chick.
Damn.
Yeah.
But he wants you to see him doing well. He wants you to get sick. That's That's what, you know,
He's
anybody's
probably
ex.
dying too, right?
Yeah, he probably just want you to see him doing well, mama.
Oh my God.
And you're only torturing yourself following him on Instagram. What
Stop
you need
following
to do is go out there and have a good time your damn self.
I'm doing that, but I can't help it. You know, I fell for him fast. I was married for 17 years before that. It's like when you get out of a marriage and you only know one person, it's like you just fall for the next person.
How old are you?
I'm missing.
How old are you?
42.
42. Your man's 16 years younger than you. That young boy was just having a little vintage vagina
Not
on
16
the
years,
inside.
4 years younger, I thought.
She said 16 years younger. Y'all not listening.
16.
Oh my goodness.
That little young boy not thinking about you, baby.
Not at all.
Listen, it started that way with me too, quite honestly. You know, I was having fun, but you know, my heart.
I feel so sorry for you.
Damn it, man.
Listen, we almost in the same age bracket. You cannot be letting them young people turn you out. Now, you supposed to turn him out. He supposed to be stalking your Instagram.
But I did. But I did.
Clearly you didn't.
Nah, you didn't. You didn't, mama.
Well, baby, you need to probably be
you,
single for a little while. You were in a marriage for a long time, and then in a relationship
No,
for
I
4
want to
years.
be with somebody, Angela.
She's 42, man.
Give yourself some time. 17 years of marriage.
She's 42. She thinks she's about to die. She want to have
Oh,
kids
stop
soon.
it. Have a good one, mama. I'm sorry.
She might have kids.
She
She
feel
was
like-
married for a long time.
She feel like every minute counts, man. You
Get it
know,
off your
you
chest.
freezing eggs about 4 or 5 years ago.
How do you know she don't have kids already? She was
I
married.
don't know, but I'm just saying she sounds like she
Might be
want
done
every
with
minute to
that.
count. She need to be with somebody. She's 42, man.
Yeah, we got rumors on the way.
Yes, we are going to be talking about Kevin Gates. Welcome home. Also, find out who had no idea what the Me Too movement is.
All right, we'll get into that when we come back. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. JNV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Floyd Mayweather.
Well, Floyd Mayweather was doing a red carpet interview, and a Men's Health reporter asked him what his thoughts were on the whole hashtag Me Too movement. And clearly, Floyd doesn't really know what that movement is. Here's what happened.
In light of the Me Too movement, how men can grow in 2018.
The who?
The Me Too movement, women speaking out about sexual assault. How
Because
can men
when you
grow?
say me too, my thing is this: when somebody be like, oh, "I got a Rolls Royce," I'll be like, "Me too." When somebody say they got a private jet, I say, "I got two, me too."
Very different Me Too.
Well, I didn't know. My Me Too movement from the beginning was whenever somebody say they got, I'd be like, "Me too." Somebody say they got $1 billion, I say, "I made $1 billion, me too."
Boo! Get that thing off the stage. Boo! You can't even say Floyd is making light of the Me Too movement
I think
because
he
it's
knows.
He
clear.
doesn't know what it is.
He be on social media a lot, but I do feel like he has no idea what it is. Okay, but I do wonder how it feels to be so rich that I don't have to care about the problems of other people. That must be great. But he does have daughters, so he should care about the Me Too movement.
Yeah, I'm
Because
sure
He
he
just
has
isn't
no
aware
clue.
of it. I think he was thinking about the song Mr.
Me too, yeah, that's exactly what I think he's talking about.
Hey, he didn't add the best part though. Assaulting women, me too. And by the way, Floyd is made of Teflon, okay? Him, Donald Trump, and R. Kelly made it the same stuff because no matter what he does or says, no matter who he offends or gives his ass to kiss, people still gonna support him. He's still gonna party with him. You're gonna buy his fights on pay-per-view. If he ever fights again, you're gonna support his fighters. And Floyd don't give a damn because he know y'all don't really give a
He
damn.
just doesn't get any endorsement deals.
I don't think he cares about that.
Right,
I think
I'm saying he doesn't
Hughley
really
was the
need
only
to.
one. Nah.
And he's also launching his new business venture, Mayweather Boxing and Fitness. So that's what that was all about.
Ain't nobody gonna tell Floyd he wrong.
Well, yeah, I mean, what's the
He probably has no
repercussions?
idea. They gotta explain to him what it is.
They gonna see him today and be like, boy, you was so funny on that red carpet, me too, man.
I'm sure somebody will tell him what it
Yeah,
is.
right.
All right, now Kevin Gates, he's out of jail. He is a free man again. They said he left jail yesterday.
That's
He
good.
served 9 months out of a 30-month sentence for a felony weapons charge, and he was let go on parole. And then last year, he initially was released from prison, and then he got rearrested the same day for an outstanding weapons-related warrant. So he posted on Instagram, and that's it. He's out of jail.
He
so
signed
excited.
Atlantic, right?
Yes.
Is he on Atlantic?
I believe so.
I thought he was on Atlantic.
I'm trying to think who
Well,
comes up here when you see him.
whatever label he was on, they should have threw him a party. The man was like double platinum before he went in. The man sold a lot of records before he went in.
He
You
might not have wanted a party though. He seemed
Yeah,
like
let
he
him
just
go
wanted to
spend some
right
time with his wife for a second, don't you think?
Or did they send him a cake at least?
I think probably the first thing he wants to do is come home and go see Drika
Of course.
and hang out with her.
I think he's in the studio. I think I seen a picture of him in the studio last night.
Right. So.
I want to know what words he learned in the jail because Kevin,
boy.
I know he was reading some books.
All right, and Harvey Weinstein and George Georgina Chapman, that's his wife, who's a fashion designer, they reached the terms of their divorce. And that settlement is worth $15 to $20 million. So their prenup requires that he pays $300,000 in spousal support for each year of the marriage, if it lasted more than a decade. Now, if the marriage had passed 10 years, then it would have jumped to $400,000. So they also have their assets, which will be divided. There's a West Village townhouse, and that's worth $15 million, and a Hamptons estate that's worth about $12.4 million, and they have homes in Connecticut and LA. She's going to get primary custody of their kids, who are 4 and 7. So.
I saw Harvey get a little smack in a restaurant.
Yeah, somebody smacked. Somebody ran up on him and smacked him.
It wasn't a crazy smack.
It was a backhand smack, like,
it was light. And my mom has done that way harder. You ain't ever been smacked by a backhand by a mom when you said the wrong thing, a black mom.
Well, they're saying that the person was like harassing him to try to get a picture with him, and he refused, and then later on the patron got drunk and came up and smacked him.
I thought he smacked him until he was a horrible person for what he did to those girls.
Yeah, but this is initially what happened before the
He wanted a picture first.
He wanted a picture.
You want to take a picture with a horrible person, but then smack me for being horrible.
No, Harvey told him no. He said not right now, and then the guy got mad at him. It's like, bum, bum, bum.
So he wasn't really mad about him assaulting women.
So.
He was mad he didn't get a picture.
They said he actually went away, came back drunk, and then smacked him. All right. Well, I'm Angela Yee, and that's your rumor report.
All right, thank you, Miss Yee. When we come back, D.L. Hughley will be in the building.
Now listen, our cousin D.L. is coming by. Cousin D.L. be on that bourbon now. All right? So when cousin D.L. get to talking and saying what he need to say, y'all let cousin D.L. be cousin D.L., okay? Don't nobody get offended. Don't nobody try to lead a cookout. Matter of fact, if you are a sensitive person, don't even come to the cookout.
Don't come to
this ain't for you this morning, all right? Cousin D.L. coming over. We got the bourbon, okay?
All
and
right.
cousin Jasmine coming with him.
That's right. All right, keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Everybody, it's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club.
Just put it down, D.L.
Yeah, I don't want
you don't want to look like a lush early in the morning.
We got some special guests with us this morning.
My counselor's going, what is happening?
D.L. Hughley and Jasmine Saunders. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. How you doing,
These are my people, man. Me and Jasmine go back about a decade or so.
Yes. Keep those secrets though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, because that's what they do at the Breakfast Club. They don't never tell secrets. Yeah, me and the marriage just broke up from leaving here.
Fortunately, DL tells his own secrets, so we don't have to worry about it.
You opened up with
How was your name DL, but you always so open?
You know what it is? When me and you talk, I'd rather tell on me than you tell on me.
There you go.
I'm going to tell on myself.
Right.
I'm not going to have you hanging me out, jamming me up.
But nobody was going to tell that story. That story was kind of hidden.
No, somebody was.
What story?
She did Yee's podcast. He did Yee's podcast.
Lip service.
And on the podcast, what happened, Yee?
Why don't you ask?
DL's right here.
Yeah, DL's right here. Why don't you ask
Well,
him?
I don't even know how it came up, but I know that it had been bubbling around that, people were saying that they were going to start telling a story. I had a side baby. And you know when a dude got a side baby because the picture be in the back with the receipts, not with the front wallet, They be in the back with the receipts.
Oh, your real kid in the front wallet. With a little more in the back.
Oh, it came with the wallet. Oh, but that's a leather wallet. Black kids come in vinyl. They don't come in. But and I talked about how I had a baby and on the side, and that my baby's mother boyfriend killed the baby, and so. It had bothered me all the time, but ultimately it was we had talked about it on my radio show, but people were talking about, we're gonna tell now. All right, I'll tell. We'll see.
Yeah.
Now my wife ain't spoke to me since, but that's not the point.
Is that true?
No, she knew.
I thought she already knew. Yeah,
she did. So, but I think anytime a woman can know something, but when everybody knows it brings it back up again, it's not exactly the most pleasant time. And I could tell something's going on because I called Jab. I said, what are you doing? She said, nothing.
I said, hey.
And then so
You're trending again.
But what's the point of having a microphone and you don't and all you do is talk about what other people do and never what you do?
And your wife's probably mad because it's probably her friends hitting her like, I can't believe you stayed with him after that.
Right.
They should be
it's just like you hit her, it's just like you were talking to her.
Been there, done that. Not a whole baby. But Jasmine, isn't that a deal breaker for a woman? Like, you can't give a woman an STD and you can't get another woman pregnant.
Absolutely.
I can't even ask you to stick around, man.
Yeah. You got to go after
What
that.
about a curable STD?
Little chlamydia, little
gonorrhea.
A little chlamydia.
If a Z-Pack can take care of it, y'all can stay together.
It's the second one.
All right, it ain't cleared up in 5 days.
But there's a lot of women that stay with the man after that anyway.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I just couldn't because I couldn't trust you. Because you were reckless, and now you brought reckless to me. That's a problem for me. That's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
DL's had an interesting career to me because, you know, we all remember the Kings of Comedy. But then I remember when you got this show on CNN. And I remember thinking, I'm like, why did DL Hughley have a political show on CNN? But now, years later, I understand why you had it.
Well, it was,
back then it seemed weird.
It's because it was out of play. You know, I think everything comes back around. Like now I'm watching what's happening. It's such an interesting thing because I saw, like now we're so crazy. Like I watched Oprah's speech, and I was like, that's where we are right now. You could give a speech at an award show, and now you could be seriously considered for being president.
I don't understand.
And she was giving a speech in front of people that pretend to be other people for a living. It was a room full of people that ain't there for being themselves.
Right.
I was like, God damn.
I had to go back and watch the speech again because I was like, I missed the part when she said she wanted to be president. Like, why? What did she say in that speech that made everybody be like, she should run for president?
Listen, you could be proficient in one aspect, like Michael Jordan, a great basketball player, a baseball player. General manager of a owner of a team. You can't. God don't give with both hands. Just because you're a great rapper don't mean you're gonna be a great clothing designer. That doesn't. And I think we're so desperate for something. Like I could see why white people chose Donald Trump. Because if you broke and white, like if you broke and white, you white without the privilege. That's like being a cop without a gun. Like freeze, no, you can't. You're a mall cop. If you broke and white, you have wasted your whiteness. Like you blew
wasted a good white skin, like Mr. Paul Mooney used to say.
How you blow a 400-year head start? That's what if you broke and white in America, that is just. And I could see that they wanted somebody to you know, they wanted a Captain Ahab. They wanted somebody that made them feel good about themselves. So I could see that. But now. When you pick, only in America could you pick a politician and the predicate is that they have no experience or they've never been to Washington. That's gonna be good for us.
Right.
That never has happened before.
Do you think that because minorities, black people, women, gays feel broken? We're not broke, but we feel broken. That's why we're looking to somebody like Oprah to save us?
Well, I think that they're mad about Trump, but I think you can't. Black women and gay people having a pretty good run right now. I mean, so you know, it's like even that thing that happened with Genuine yesterday. This trans woman, tried to kiss him,
sexual assault him,
and that's what she did. She sexually assaulted him, and they got mad at the victim.
Yeah,
that's what I don't understand because you know she's a full trans. So apparently they took all the male parts away and infused her with white woman privilege because only a white woman thinks she can kiss you. And you're supposed to want to.
Now, who was really mad? Because nobody that I knew.
Now, people on social media.
They had fake pieces, Genuine. Pink News called India Willoughby a victim.
Wow.
Genuine, I saw I think, who was it? I forgot what article. Genuine's transphobic. I'm like, how? First of all, the trans part has nothing to do with it to me. If somebody tries to kiss you and hug you, and you don't want them to hug you and kiss you, you have the right to reject their advances, and that should not be ashamed.
That's the whole Me Too movement.
That's
the whole
movement.
That's what it's about. If Terry Crews is a hero, so is Genuine.
Yes.
And the thing that's funny to me is you ain't got to like everybody. I could be phobic. I could be bigoted. I could be the whole gig is I'm not supposed to let that interfere with how you're treated. I could dislike you. You ain't got to like somebody because they're white, they're black, they're Latin, they're gay. You could dislike people. You just can't treat them poorly because of your dislikes.
Is that possible though?
I think that it's in a world where we pretend. The problem is that we pretend like we don't see the things we see. Like you could you could be a transgender. I get it. I understand it. But that you're not exempt from certain biological realities. You can call yourself a woman, but eventually a doctor gonna call you until you need a prostate examination. Like, Mr. Johnson, can you move your balls? I need to check your prostate. You could be whatever you want to be, and you can say whatever you are, and people could dislike it and have disagreements with it. But now we're trying to make everybody like everything just because we say so. And I think that part of Trump exists because people buck back against it.
But as a comedian, right, can you really enjoy it with people being so sensitive? Because now you just made a couple of jokes that I know people will be mad at you.
Oh, they definitely mad at you. But let's be clear about this. Be mad at DL,
right.
All right, and not us. All right?
We didn't
I
say
literally could care less about. Listen, dig it. If you dig me, f with me. If you don't. Like, it's funny because I'll do a show in front of an audience. Somebody will get a snippet of that show and get mad. That show wasn't for you. That's just like me making a tailor-made suit. You put it on, say it don't fit. It wasn't for you. That's why it don't fit.
Have you ever said anything and been like, maybe I shouldn't have said that?
No.
Never.
I can't say
ever.
I can't say I have because it doesn't come from a malicious place. I don't
Or
think.
You could say I could see how that was taken wrong, and maybe I.
But that would mean I would put myself in their shoes, and I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I mean, look, I'm not gonna. The only thing I'm an expert at is who I am. Like people have all these sensitivities. I just don't. I'm not saying that I can't see the validity to them. I just don't care.
And that's the thing too. I think intention is very important. But I think we live in a society where intention doesn't matter anymore. It's about impact.
Right.
Like what you said impacted in this way.
Right.
So we're dealing with the impact. It don't even matter to get on the mail. I didn't mean to upset you.
Oh, like H&M right now.
Yeah. But here's the thing. I was more mad at their parents than I was. Listen, white people have been doing what they've been doing for hundreds of years. You can't pretend like you don't know that they have ulterior motives. If my son wore a monkey shirt, I don't give a damn how much money they was paying me. You ain't wearing that. If you ever been to a photo shoot, the parents are right there.
Right there.
How much? You can't expect people to be a better advocate for your children than you are.
Well, listen now, we don't know how much rent was in the jungle.
Yeah, right. You got a monkey. Like I got a son. My son is slow, right? My son has Asperger's syndrome, right? And there are things like I'll talk about it. Like he's on the show. Like he's primarily on the show. Because I don't want to leave him at home so he burn my goddamn house down, but...
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't...
Go ahead, yeah. Go ahead.
But I'm serious, I'm not playing. My son hires hookers, like my son.
I know, you told us on the series.
He hires, like he broke up with his girlfriend and now he hires hoes.
And you're fine.
How old is he?
He's 28, but when it's...
What is Asperger's exactly? Explain to me what it is.
He's 28, but what?
But in slow years, he's like 21, so... Like, I didn't get the dude I didn't get the kid that was good at blackjack, like Rain Man. I didn't get him. I got the dude. A Krav Maga, yoga. Like he's very strong. He's a Krav Maga. He's strong.
But all of them are strong.
Yeah,
you sit there
now. Very strong.
My son hires hoes. My wife is mad, and I'm like, he hires hoes, and that's a better. I've had to buy a house. You know what I mean? So maybe I should take one of them goddamn pills. I do not have this kind of perspective where that is. I love my son. He loves me. We have a relationship where we play. We get to work together, which is uncommon very uncommon. And I say what I say, and we love each other. But somebody looking on the inside out, they could have a different perspective.
How did you know he was hiring hoes?
Oh, because he told me. Because he had to borrow money all the time.
Right, you pay for it.
He talks about it all the time.
So really, you're hiring hoes.
You said he works though. He don't make his own money.
Yeah, he does work, but something he hired escorts, so he had to go to them.
When you first had your child, did you think to yourself, boy, that's what I get for teasing some slow people back in the day?
I actually did. Yeah. And I knew right away. My wife wanted to get him tested. I was like, you ain't got to get this boy tested. Come on, look at him. He's playing with his fingers.
What does that mean?
No, man. You know right away. I was like, you can get...
Jesus Christ.
You can say...
But he lives with you, so the hoes got to come to the house.
No, he don't bring it to the house.
Oh, okay.
Like, he doesn't. Like my son was like, he was so depressed at one point, he wanted to commit suicide.
Really?
So, I'm like, you just come to work with me, we'll work it out together. Whatever we got to do is what we'll do. And so he had a girlfriend at one point. And what I've learned is the secret to curing Asperger's is pussy, goddammit. I'm telling you. My son his mind right for a little while.
Yo, you know what's so funny? Tiffany Haddish said the same thing because she was sleeping with this slow guy named Roscoe, and she said every time he get in that pom he'd get straight.
Yep.
He wouldn't be slow no more.
That's what
and the faces, you can't tell what they are anyway. So when they making them.
It's crazy.
Are you having a spaz or do you just like me?
How often do you cringe when you're on the air with DL?
Every day. And I will say, are you sure you want to say that? I think you're going too far. He's like, what are you talking about?
It's already came out now.
Damn.
I love anybody. No home, no car, no nothing.
You never know when you're going to be over. I'm like,
But I will say,
I'm thinking about a washer and dryer. I don't know anything I might have to take with me.
I like this whole like this sexual harassment thing is real, man. Like men had a run for a good while, but that's over now.
It's a wrap.
Like you can't.
But you know what though? It is women's time to leave.
It is.
And when that time's up is actually a great hashtag, great slogan because it's time's up on us.
But the whole thing about you gotta be very girl. You look nice if that's okay with you. Like I don't want to lose my house because you got a big ass. That ain't. I don't want But I just want to know how far they're gonna go back. Like is it 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years? We're gonna go for the whole
Michael
ride.
Douglas had somebody from what 32 years ago or something just come forward.
But if we go put
he masturbated in
front of him.
But imagine if we went back in time. Like Harvey Weinstein was horrible, but Thomas Jefferson was worse.
There you go. I swear I was thinking about this the other day because I was saying to myself, if we're gonna start punishing people for atrocities of their past, white people should be shaking in their boots.
They should, and they would, like Thomas Jefferson. I mean, Harvey Weinstein. The statute of limitations didn't run out, and Thomas Jefferson got a statue. So it's just like it's bad. That, yes, it's horrible that I won't give you a movie unless you f me. But but Thomas Jefferson, f me or I'll sell your kids. So but I don't understand what we get angry at. Like you're mad at Colin Kaepernick because he led a peaceful protest, but you're not mad at Robert E. Lee who led a violent one. You know, and imagine how many black kids are going to schools or drive down streets or go through airports or cross bridges who are named after men who raped, murdered, and brutalized them.
Absolutely right.
I grew up driving down Strom Thurmond Highway in South Carolina for years. Didn't even think about it. So I'm like, what why has he got a highway?
And the problem is, well, why didn't anybody say anything before? Because you got killed if you said something before. The makeup this, we're having the problem in America right now is the idea of us is in conflict with the reality of us. The problem with America is we got Google now.
Expand on that a little bit more, 'cause I like that. The idea of us.
Well, you know, we're a place where you can come in, anybody can be what they want, and we're this shining city on a hill. All right, that is the narrative, but is that the reality? We have black people in this country have never had modern schools built for them. They've never lived in areas that were built just for them. They've never had an opportunity to truly succeed on an equal playing field. Never. And what happens is if one successful person, if one Rose manages to go through a concrete, they go, how come y'all can't be like that? When white kids, they get an opportunity to fail over and over again, we're supposed to all be, we're supposed to all follow the example of the exception. This one guy made it so you can do it too. Barack did it so you can do it too. And so we have to start telling ourselves this country has not been fair, and it's never made an effort to be fair. And now it sees that over and over again, and it's mad that people keep saying it. It's like a mirror getting mad, like a fat dude getting mad at a mirror because he's fat. Why do you keep telling me I got titties? What's that all about?
So where's the balance though? Because you want to encourage kids and you want to tell kids they can transcend their circumstances, but then you don't want to tell kids like, look, some of y'all gonna fail, everybody not gonna make it. So where's the balance?
Well, the balance is what our parents did. You got to work twice as hard to get half as far. You had an honest perspective. Listen, by telling me what the odds are and telling me what the drawbacks are and telling me the truth, you give me an opportunity to understand the stakes. If you tell me I can be whatever I can be, knowing that ain't true, and like I know my son, some kids. Son, like I see, like people with my son made the honor roll. I'm like, my son found the school twice. You know what I mean? I'm just, you gotta have real.
Without the help of GPS,
you gotta have.
But you want to encourage the kids, though.
Yeah, to follow their path.
Correct.
Now, this will shift gears a little bit. Did Bill Cosby really tell you he didn't like you?
Yeah.
Why? What was the con?
Well, he didn't like anybody like that. He didn't like nobody said nigga. He didn't like nobody that didn't do comedy the way he did. He didn't like that. You know, I might not like a lot of music or a lot of way people do things now. It's like anybody, like every generation has that. But he really had a level of control, and like he really hated Def Jam. He hated it. Really. and again, like because it wasn't his kind of, it wasn't his get down, and he really tried to make them not do it anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the whole label? He tried to shut the label down?
No, I'm not talking about the label, but he didn't want that. He didn't want it. He didn't like. Look at all those great comics that came from that lineage. All but it took comedy in a direction that wasn't necessarily his perspective, and he really was actively trying to stop it. He didn't want it to. He thought it was a. It's ironic because he thought it was a shitty depiction of black people, whereas Drug and Brides might be worse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, it definitely is.
It definitely is worse.
Yeah.
I had an argument with him. He's like, "You say," and I said, "Well, at least nobody wake up with their panties on backwards." You know what I'm saying?
Because just like Hollywood, it was a known thing that Bill Cosby was doing this in the comedy world.
You remember when I was on Kiss, right? And he called in to do an interview, and me and Jackie Reed and another cat were. We had the morning show, so he called in. I knew he didn't like me, so I let them do the interview. about 5 minutes in, he was being such a dick. I went, hey man, what do you want us to know? Who is this? This is D.L. Hughley. D.L. Hughley, you say you do this. I said, no disrespect, but at least when I say that, a co-ed don't wake up drunk with her pants on, or his panties on backwards.
Did you hear
that? No, and you know what happened? They wouldn't let me hear it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Timmons came down, it's like, he said, he said, this ain't gonna air. I said, because we were pre-taping it. I said, it ain't. And he said, watch. And 5 minutes later, or 10 minutes later, those people came down and took that tape, said, if you air it, you won't be on radio again.
Wow.
And so you can see why a woman would be petrified to speak out against Bill Cosby, because he could dead your career.
Absolutely.
But that's extremely hypocritical.
It is.
To portray yourself that way in the public would be doing that in private.
It is.
It's always people like that, though, that are so against something,
right,
that are the ones that have their own skeletons.
Right.
Just like when you see people that are so against homosexuals,
right,
and then they're homosexual.
Right. You could tell because while they're talking about they're against homosexuals, they're doing it on their knees, right? So it's crazy.
You know,
I hate these days.
Don't say that.
I hate them. And
so
now
you finish that one. I want him to take that one clip.
It was a joke. So yeah. Well, it's the thing. In context, out of context, anything sounds bad. But I do agree that people pretend, the people who hate things the most usually are the ones who partaking it.
Yeah. Comedians are forced to be more politically correct nowadays. How did that happen?
Everybody thought we were the same. Like, everybody thought we'd all have the same. It's not a lie. Like, we all have the same opportunities, and we should all have the same kind of perspective on things. But comedy used to be a place where you had to go and you wanted to hear something profane. You would have a drink and you would see somebody smoking on stage and they'd be talking shit. Mm-hmm. Like it was the thing you went to get away from your regular life. Like, we used to listen to comedy records when our mothers would leave and fathers would leave. We'd go down to the basement and listen to some shit. You know, comedy used to be a thing you wasn't supposed to hear. So you knew that set it up. It's like that parental guidance, that parental advisory. You knew you were seeing something or hearing something you weren't supposed to hear. Now everybody's supposed to say, like when Donald Sterling, said he didn't want no coming to the game. I mean, because we're forced to be. Everybody pretends like people like each other. Oh, I love these blacks and the gays and the Mexicans. You get on these niggas f***ing the job up. So but there used to be a place where you could let off steam and you could be f***ed up, and comedy was a part of that. And now everything has to be pristine and everybody has to pretend like they feel ways they don't. And that's why I'm like me and George and Sid and Eddie on this comedy Get Down to it, because it's just cats who really still do comedy the same way they used to. And yeah, obviously it's taken, sometimes we get a lot of heat, but this is the way we do it. I remember I told that joke about Bruce Jenner and everybody, like, lost their mind. Like,
what was the joke?
I was like to me, she looked like Mrs. Doubtfire. Like, I don't get it. Like, you, like, isn't she beautiful? No. And I drink. You paid to look like that? Why didn't you just run into a wall? What are you doing? But you gotta, and boy, people were so mad. And I'm like, why?
That's not even bad. Like, they
have
are beautiful transgender women out there.
Like the girl, Laverne Cox. She got the premium package. Bruce just went to Earl Shide and just said, knock my, so you can, but to me, anything has the potential to be funny. Or at least ironic, and I just won't do a comedy where I can't tell you what I feel organically about a situation. I just won't do it.
What's your relationship like with Steve Harvey nowadays?
I love Steve. We talked at Def Jam, and my whole rant was about Trump and how he uses black people as caricatures. Like, I'm so happy. Like, Omarosa was the nigger wrangler. I'm so happy that this book Fire and Fury came out, because she'll never get a book deal now. But I think that my rant was about the way that you could have a great intent, but he will always pervert your intent. Right. He never was going to meet with anybody, and any black person. To him, we're caricatures. We're ornaments. We're something to say. We're something to normalize. We're like one of those people. Like, how somebody says, I have a black friend. He uses pictures to say that. Right. Like, everybody's his friend. You'll hear him talk, oh, I know them really well.
He said that about Oprah, though. I know her really well.
Yeah, but I'll call her a name as soon as it gets filed. So my problem with Steve was never him. It was that Trump used him, and I was angry, and people misinterpreted that for me. I still love Steve. We're still just as we ever were.
Did he get upset with you?
Yeah.
Did he call you about it? Or?
Yeah, well, he didn't call me about it, but trust me, I heard about it. Yeah. But I wasn't, I felt like, when he says, like, he was on a show and he was saying basically, why didn't he call me and before you made that rant? I'm like, you didn't call me before you went to the, if he had called me and said, what do you think about me going to the White House? I'd have said everything I had to say then.
Yeah. We can sit here and talk to y'all for hours. I just want to touch on this before we leave. I've been sexually assaulted as a kid, right,
yeah.
by a woman. How come men don't look at it the same way women do?
When I told you that story, right?
Yes, you did.
When I was 13, I liked this little girl. She was 23.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked her.
That's what I was thinking.
I liked her, right?
Right.
And I would always talk to her. Let me have it, whatever. 13 years old. Yeah, 13 years old. You don't know what you're doing with it. You don't know what you're doing with it. So one time she said, okay. So she takes me to her place and
place
the shit out of me. And I was 13. She she gave me hit, and I was like, wow. She's like, don't you ever say ouch when a woman suck your dick. Don't ever do that.
Well, she might. Yeah, unless it hurt.
I had no concept. So that was my woman to me. Like, she was, you my man. So when she would come pick me up and take me over there, and I thought I'm gonna have to be with this woman forever. Like, I had to marry her. Like, she would make food with onions that she didn't know I didn't like. She would smoke in the bed after we were finished. Like, I'm 13. I'm like, I don't want to live my life like this.
He was horrified by the way that she smelled. She smelled like onions.
Yeah, the same thing happened to me. I was 8 getting the head from my cousin's ex-wife. And I was all for it until she got a Jerry curl, and I didn't like the smell.
Yeah, I wasn't. And then she I want you to do it in my. I'm like, I'm a boy. Like, I had no. So I thought I had to be with her. One day my mother, and I was so, and everybody in the neighborhood was like, hey man, you getting that? Oh, it was a big thing. So one time she pulled up. My mother was outside. I go to get in the car, and my mother asked her who she was and how old she was. And she told her and said, don't you ever come around here again. And I get in the house, and I remember walking back to the house like this. Thank you, Jesus, because I thought I had to marry that woman. But that's not a negative. It didn't, I didn't think that was.
So you think, though?
I wouldn't think I was
You
sexually
don't really know how it affects you.
Yeah, I mean, just dealing with it, just in therapy when you're talking about things that happened in your past.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I never thought it never bothered me either.
Yeah.
Until you maybe that did.
I've been in therapy a lot, and I have said that.
Really?
It's not a thing.
How many times did y'all have sex?
A lot.
Wow.
A lot. And it was the way I saw, a lot.
Because if roles are reversed, if that happened to my daughter's 9, I'd kill the mother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, well, I don't understand why us as men, we don't look at it the same way.
Yeah, it's not until you said that you went to therapy and talked about it in therapy, I was in therapy for years, and that subject never came up. I never thought about it.
I didn't think it was wrong until I saw Tyler Perry on Oprah crying about it, and I was like, well, what's wrong with him?
Yeah, well, I think he had a different experience.
You know what? It was his
his auntie with a beard.
I just want to say, people don't know how certain things like that affect them.
I got a theory that Tyler Perry purposely makes black men look bad in his movies because he wants to have all the black men for himself. So he wants black women to look at black men and be like, I don't want to date
I think to me, and she gets mad when I say stuff like this. I think one of the gayest places I've ever seen is black churches. Like, they're the gayest places.
Yeah.
Like it's 3 kind of dudes go to church: gay dudes, children,
and Tyler Perry,
and men who fucked up so bad their wife make them go. like no straight dude goes to church. Like, if you go to church all the time and you're single, you're going to pray the love of dick out of your heart. You really are. You're not just.
That's so.
You're not just going.
Not true.
You're not. I don't.
DL Hughley, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll be getting letters. But just keep in mind, DL and Jasmine have their own radio show. That y'all can write to. No, you don't need an email to Breakfast Club. They have their own radio show. They come on every afternoon in a lot of markets. How many markets y'all in there?
We just got Philly, Atlanta, Dallas, Cincinnati.
Woo!
Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Monroe.
Just send it to them. DM.
Complain to them. What's y'all email? Give me the email so they can.
What is our email?
I don't know, but D.L. Hughley at something.
Yeah, definitely follow him, real D.L. Hughley.
Yeah, email me and I'll do what I do with all of them. Not giving. Oh my God.
But he will be at the Barclays
Oh,
on
he's gonna be at the
Friday.
Barclays.
Yes.
This Friday with George Lopez, set the entertainer Charlie. Well, not Charlie. He's not gonna be there.
Rest in peace, Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie. Man, I gotta tell you one thing about the Charlie's funeral. This is how bad I don't like church, right? So I go to Charlie's funeral, man, and I loved him. Like it was, and the first 2 hours, like we all went, and we were there, and it was sad. 2 hours went by, 3, 4 hours, 5. At 6 hours, I had been in church so long, I went, why didn't I die? I should die right now. I don't want to die. But I love Charlie so much, I stayed 6 hours in church.
You got a tattoo, right? Don't you and George?
Yeah. Mine keep rubbing off, but yeah.
What does it say?
Darkness.
Darkness. Oh, that's dope. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for joining us.
D.L. Hughley, Jasmine Sanders.
Thank you guys. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk the movie Black Panther.
Well, Black Panther is going to be huge in the box office next month. Now, they said the first 24 hours of ticket pre-sales for the movie, according to Fandango, were the largest it's ever seen for a Marvel movie. The record was previously held by Captain America: Civil War. They also said that Black Panther was 2018's second most anticipated movie behind
What's the first?
Avengers: Infinity War.
Oh, okay. I can see that. Absolutely. Duh.
And Chadwick Boseman is the most anticipated standalone comic book movie hero.
Well, Black Panther is going to make over $1 billion globally. And the reason I say that is because you're going to have all the Marvel heads who are going to see Black Panther. Then you're going to have all the casual black people that have never been to a Marvel movie are not in the comic books that are going to go to the movie too. It's going to make for a perfect storm.
Now, last summer, they said that Wonder Woman had the biggest ever opening weekend for a film directed by a woman. So that's huge as well.
Same way women supported Wonder Woman, black people are going to support Black Panther. It's going to be huge.
All right, and we're also going to be supporting Cardi B. She's going to be performing alongside Bruno Mars.
Drop on the clues bombs for Cardi B, damn it.
At the Grammys, so that's huge.
Yes.
Yes, and she also recently did an interview, and she sat down with Beats One, and she had a lot of different things to say about things like dealing with her haters and so on and so forth. But here is Cardi B talking about being called ugly.
Like, what really actually does get to you, though?
Sometimes my looks, you know, I feel like every woman hate when people say something mean about their look. Women don't ever want
to feel ugly.
And sometimes people always want to make me feel like, oh, that I'm whack, or like I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to do that. If I didn't, I wouldn't go #1. Some people think that like, oh, Atlantic just signed me because I was really popular. No, it's because I had mixtapes and they sold a lot.
That's what people don't realize. People act like Cardi didn't have a catalog before Bodak Yellow. She had 2 full mixtapes of music with Gangsta Bitch Bomb 1 and 2, and they charted on Billboard.
And Cardi B is definitely not ugly at all. She's a pretty girl.
And it don't matter. As long as Offset thinks she's fine.
Not, okay? She also talked about the haters.
A lot of these celebrities do see their comments, and it's just like, I feel like they don't respond because it's just like, it's like the celebrity thing to do. Like, it's like, you too cool. And it's like, I'm not too cool. How your square is gonna talk about me? Like, if you know me, like, if you know my struggle, like, this is not easy. Like, my career was not given to me. I be hearing crazy rumors about me. Like, every 2 weeks I'm pregnant.
She works hard. Cardi definitely works hard.
She does work hard, and she always talk like she giving you them claps in the face. I'm not too cool to get back at your ass on IG.
But the problem is people be doing that just because they want a response. Somebody said something crazy to me and I responded and they were like, oh, I'm actually a big fan of yours. I can't believe you just responded. After they just insult you. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I'm an idiot though. I respond to the stuff that I should respond to that probably should piss me off. It doesn't. But it's stupid stuff like somebody told me the other day, you're not a tastemaker. First of all, don't ever call me a tastemaker. I don't even know what that means.
That means you taste a lot.
Shut up. To tastemaker. I'll make you taste this.
What?
Taste what?
All right, don't threaten somebody with a good time. They'd be like, all right. Let me see what you're going to say after that.
Now, Cardi B also talked about never talking about all the men who have hurt her by curbing her.
So I could really make a song of hurt, because I've been hurt by a lot of men. I'm talking about like how sad I be when a dude curves me.
Okay.
And I never talk about it because I refuse to let people know that I get sad when the men don't answer my calls.
All right, I'm not mad at that. And of course, she is getting married to Offset, so she talked about her wedding song.
I don't know what song he'll pick. I know the one that I will pick.
What would you pick?
I'm not gonna say it because I'm not gonna sound sensitive.
Are you serious?
It's between I'll Be Sure or Grace Jones.
What song does Grace Jones have?
Pull Up to My Bumper?
Pull Up to My Bumper, baby.
Grace Jones got more records than that, right?
I know, but I was trying to figure out what song is she talking about in particular.
Grace Jones still alive?
Yes.
Y'all sure?
I don't know.
What song is she talking about in particular?
Pull up to my bumper.
Are y'all positive Grace Jones still alive? I don't know. I mean, I really don't know.
She's 69 years old.
Oh,
She was born in 1948.
That's still relatively young.
What song?
Pull up to my bumper,
Nightclubbing. I'm trying to look slave to the rhythm.
Only thing I know about Grace Jones is Boomerang. I don't.
That's a shame because she's iconic.
That's all I know.
I'm
All I
sure
know is
she
Pull Up to My
is.
Bumper,
I know Strong J.
You don't know Nightclubbing?
Nope.
You don't know Slave to the Rhythm?
Nope.
You
I know
guys
Pull
gotta
Up to My
study
Bumper,
music.
baby.
You're a DJ.
I know Grace Jones from Boomerang. Strong J. That was iconic.
Yeah. I didn't play Grace Jones last night in the club. I'm sorry.
And she was famous
You don't have to
enough.
play it in the club.
Nobody requested that.
No music.
And she was famous enough in that movie for me to know that was Grace Jones. Okay.
And you don't know songs that you don't play in the club?
I do, but all I know is
history.
Pull
She's
up to
historic.
my bumper, baby.
Now listen, everybody in this room is old, but that is way before our time. I ain't up on Grace Jones. Sorry. Somebody school me. Okay.
All right.
Call Steve Harvey. I'm sure.
Actually, I have her record at home, like the whole vinyl, because my parents gave me all their old records, so I keep them.
I'm about to say, how old are you? Your parents good, because I don't know nothing about Grace Jones.
Pull up to my
That's a
bumper,
shame.
baby.
All right. Well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your rumor report.
All right, Charlamagne.
Yes. Yes, man. What's up, man?
Talk like that. Why is it like that, Daddy? Damn.
You guys are both tastemakers.
You talking? I know you ain't talking to me like that, Daddy. I like when you talk to me like that, Daddy. Give me a little. I need some puff energy right now.
When your next party? I want to party with you.
I like when you like this, Daddy. Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping for shit. I like that.
I like when you scrambling and scraping for that donkey in me. I like it, Daddy. I like it.
Who you give me a donkey to, man?
Floyd Moron Mayweather needs to come to the front of the congregation. We'd like to have a word with him, please.
All right, we'll get into that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wow, donkey today for Thursday, January 11th goes to Floyd Money Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather Jr. Look, man, one thing I'm realizing how to do in my old age, as I grow, as I evolve as a human, is not to marginalize what other people have going on, especially if I'm not aware of what's going on. See, we as a people have a tendency to dismiss and make light of things, especially if we aren't aware of said thing, but they diss. Okay, Younger Charlotte tells you all the time, just because you're not aware of it doesn't mean it's not happening. Well, Floyd Mayweather was at the Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas, and he was having an interview with Men's Health magazine, and he was asked about the cultural revolution going on in America right now called the Me Too movement. Now, it's no secret. Everybody knows Floyd Mayweather is an alleged serial domestic abuser, so asking him about the Me Too movement is not far-fetched at all. He has daughters, and he has been accused of assaulting women before, so let's see where his mind is at on the matter. Let's listen to what Floyd Mayweather had to say when asked about the Me Too movement.
In light of the Me Too movement, how men can grow in 2018.
The who?
The Me Too movement, women speaking out about sexual assault. How can men
when you
grow?
say Me Too, my thing is this: when somebody be like, "Oh, I got a Rolls Royce," I be like, "Me too." When somebody say they got a private jet, I say, "I got two, but me too."
This is very different Me Too.
Well, I didn't know. My Me Too movement from the beginning was whenever somebody say they got, I be like, "Me too." Somebody say they got $1 billion, I say, "I made $1 billion, me too."
Boo, nigga, boo! Now, when I first heard this, I said to myself, well, it's hard to say Floyd was making light of the Me Too movement because it's clear he has no idea what the Me Too movement is. But listen how the question was asked again. Play it one more time.
In light of the Me Too movement, how men can grow in 2018.
The who?
The Me Too movement, women speaking out about sexual assault.
Stop right there. Stop. She said, we're asking a lot of men in light of the Me Too movement how men can grow in 2018. Floyd replies, the who? The interviewer replies, the Me Too movement, women speaking out about sexual assault. Now, if I'm Floyd Mayweather, even if I allegedly don't know what the Me Too movement is, when I asked what it is and the interviewer replies to me, the Me Too movement is women speaking out about sexual assault, my whole tone should change, right? If my ego got me drunk, I should sober up quick and realize this is something serious. I didn't ask you, Floyd, what is Me Too to you? I asked you, what do you think of the Me Too movement? Are you Floyd Money Mayweather or Floyd Moron Mayweather? I wonder how it feels to be so rich and so disconnected from regular everyday people that I don't have to care about the problems of others. Floyd clearly has a sense of privilege, but my brother, you got daughters, so you should care about the Me Too movement, because that, along with the Time's Up movement, is a cultural revolution that will make the world a better place for your girls. And Floyd, your Rolls Royce, your private jet, the $1 billion, you know, all of that, none of it is going to protect your little girls from trash-ass men, okay? If trash-ass men want to sexually assault your little girls, they will. And it doesn't matter how much money you got, okay? You know, they're going to do that regardless of how much money you got. That's why you should care, all right? Don't marginalize the people who are out here fighting to make the world a better place for the women you love. And if you don't know, if you're not sure about what the Me Too movement is, just say less until you get educated on the situation. I'd rather you say less than get in the way of these women's movement, okay? Say less and get out the way. What the interviewer should have said to Floyd is, well, you know, Floyd, along with your Rolls Royce, your private jet, the $1 billion, you can also say, accused of assaulting multiple women? Me too! Please give Floyd Moron Mayweather the biggest hee-haw, please. And by the way, Floyd's never going to stop this behavior, because he's made of the same stuff that Donald Trump is made of. He's made of the same stuff R. Kelly made of. It's this certain Teflon material that no matter what he says or who he offends or who he gives his ass to kiss, people still going to support him. You're still going to party with him. You're still going to take pictures with him. You're going to still buy his fights if he decided to come out of retirement again. Yeah, Floyd don't give a damn, because y'all don't really give a damn.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for that donkey today.
Mm-hmm.
I think somebody needs to explain to him what that Me Too means.
The lady did. In that moment. Stop it. See what I'm saying? You're making excuses for the man already.
I don't think you
the
heard
lady explained it to him. You want to hear it? Play it again. Yeah, you didn't hear it? Really?
In light of the Me Too movement, how men can grow in 2018.
The who?
The Me Too movement, women speaking out about sexual assault.
Okay, stop. He even said, oh. After she said the Me Too movement, women speaking about sexual assault, he said, oh. So he thought about it. Stop it. See, there you go. Making excuses with him. Ready to take a picture with him next time you see him. All right? See what I'm talking about?
I need to take pictures with him.
Okay.
All right. All right. Well, thank you for that donkey.
Yeah.
Up next is Ask
They
E.
ain't gonna say nothing bad about Malaya Mayweather.
800-585-1051. If you got a question for you can call her up right now and ask her. 800-585-1051 is the number. She'll help you out with all your relationship advice. Call her now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Revolt TV is The Breakfast Club. It's time for Ask Ye. Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Daniel.
Hey, what's up, man? What's your question for Ye?
What's going on? I just had a set of twins with my girlfriend about 4 months ago, and before we had the twins, she was about 100 pounds. Now she's kind of like 160, and she wants a mommy makeover real bad, but I don't really approve of the whole fake body stuff. She don't want to go to the gym. She don't want to do nothing.
How long ago did she have the babies, you said?
4 months. They just turned 4 months yesterday.
I mean, it's a process. I know, you know what I think the problem is? We look on social media and we see people snapping back so quick. So we think, right, not knowing that they're getting all kinds of nips and tucks. And also that different people's bodies are different. Some people might lose that weight right away. And she had twins. So clearly she gained more weight than the average pregnant woman, right?
Yeah.
So I would say give her some she doesn't want to go to the gym at all. She's probably busy, too, with the twins.
Now, she wants the easy way out.
I mean, yeah, she wants the easy way, because I go to the gym. I'm not going to lie. Like, I dog those Taco Bell runs, got me kind of chubby, too, bitch. So I've been going to the gym. You know what I'm saying? I got my body back right. You know, I'm even better than before, but she's just not with going to the gym. Even if I tell her, let's take the kids, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, it is probably exhausting. You know, she just gave birth 4 months ago, and having twins to take care of is double the amount of work of having one. So I'm sure it's not easy right now. But I'm sure you tell her that she's beautiful all the time.
Of course, of course.
I mean, I think her breastfeeding also. Is she breastfeeding?
Nah, she does so that's just her tits aren't like to the floor or nothing like that. It's more so she has a piece so it's more so like her stomach area. Like if it's absolutely necessary for her confidence, I'll go ahead and do it for her. But I just don't want her walking around here looking like Black China or nothing.
Well, that's not what she's trying to do. That's not the look she's going for, though, right? She's just trying to get her confidence back and get her stomach.
She do want a little bit of ass. I'm not gonna lie, she do.
All right, baby steps. Tell her baby steps here, okay?
Yeah.
You know, of course you think that she's beautiful. I think it's important for a woman, you know, it's her body, so obviously if she decides that she wants to do something for herself, she can. But I would say, look, you just had the baby 4 months ago. Let's at least give it a full year. Let's wait 8 more months, you know, and see how you're feeling then. And I support whatever it is that you want to do to yourself. But I want you to know that I love you beautiful. I love you natural. But I support the fact that, you know, if this is what you want to do, then in 8 months from now, then whatever it is we got to do, I'm down for it. As long as it's safe, FDA approved, to go to a real doctor and not some basement somewhere.
Yeah. 8 months is a good time frame, too. I like that idea.
All right, and see how she feels then. And if she still feels like there's those small things that she wants to get done, or even if she still feels that way. And I would say, though, try to get her to come to make a deal with her that you'll revisit that in 8 months, but that she also has to start coming to the gym with you.
Yeah, at least put in the effort, you know.
Right. And there's also workouts she could do at home. So maybe there's some things y'all could have fun with at home.
True. All right, I appreciate it.
Okay, no problem.
All right, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ask Lee. 800-585-1051. If you got a question for Yee, call her now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're in the middle of Ask Yee. Hello, who's this?
Hi, my name is Stacy.
Hey, Stacy. What's your question for Yee?
My question is, I've been in a relationship for the past 7 years, and recently I lost my job, and with that I needed more financial help with my boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And now asking him for financial help, he's just gotten like worse, turned into a monster where we can't communicate. And I asked him, and he said, well, it's because if I have to help you, then I should be treated the best way. So it's okay for me to curse at you. It's okay for me to be abusive. So my question is, I don't know what to do because I do need the financial help, but I do know that his behavior is crap.
Yeah, first of all, because I've come across some hard times and I've been working all this time, something unfortunate has happened to me. Obviously, I'm already feeling a little bit down because I don't have the finances that I need and that I'm comfortable with. And then to have somebody that's supposed to be your support system be, as you said, abusive, that sounds like that's a great warning sign that that's not somebody that you should be with in the future. As soon as you start saying somebody's abusive to you, as soon as something unfortunate happens and they're not there for you in your corner, and he's acting like he could talk to you crazy, imagine what he would do if y'all was together, y'all had kids, anything like that. That doesn't sound like somebody that's an ideal mate.
That's the thing. We do have kids, and even with that, I'll say, okay, well, then we should try to co-parent. And he'll say, well, we don't really have to co-parent. I know when I can pick up my kids.
Well, when did things start going bad for you guys? Was it before you lost your job? Has it been like this?
No, probably like a little bit before I lost my job, but then once I lost it, I guess, before I used to just work and he could see that I'm independent, and if we'll argue, you know, I don't have to ask him for anything, but now it's, I need the financial help. I feel like he feels like it's, you know, the doors are open now. I can say and do what I want to do, and she needs my help. So if I try to talk to him, it's more like, okay, well, shut the up. I don't want to hear it.
Damn, Nia, there's no reason that your husband your boyfriend should ever talk to you like that. And when you start saying that someone's abusive to you, that indicates a deeper, more serious problem. So what, in your heart, what do you feel like you want to do?
I wish he would change, but, you know, it's been 7 years. You should already know how to act.
So he's been like this, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, if you've been with someone for 7 years, like, you know them by now. So you should love and respect them so you know what you're supposed to do with the person that you love.
And how do you react when he speaks to you like that, and what do you tell him?
I just tell him, like, okay, do you know that what you're doing is not right? And he's just like, yeah, so?
Yeah, he's got to learn.
Yeah. He's just like, yeah, I know I'm a good guy. You're the one that's making me upset.
Right. Well, listen, babe, I hope you get yourself back together and get on your feet. But even for the sake of your children, do they see him speak to you like that?
No.
So he does it just in private, just the two of you, not in front of the kids?
Well, he does it no matter where, but I just try to hold it together because I know if it's in front of the kids, I just try to play it off so that way they don't think that's the best behavior.
Yeah, because this sounds like a gateway to things getting even worse.
Okay.
So I think right now you really got to nip this in the bud. And when I say that, I mean if he's not willing to work on himself and understand that what he's doing is wrong, then you have to be thinking about your exit strategy.
Okay.
All right, and let him know like this is good for him too, for him to want to change himself to be a better person. Has he ever put his hands on you?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is absolutely unacceptable.
But he doesn't call it that. He says it's called roughing you up. It's not a big deal.
And you already know it is a big deal. It's a huge deal.
Yeah.
Have you spoken to any of your friends or family or anybody that can be supportive to you?
I've spoken to them, but they can't really be supportive right now.
Because are you embarrassed to tell them what's really going on?
Yeah.
All right, Stacey, hold on the line. I'm going to talk to you offline. But here's the thing. I don't want you to feel like this is in any way your fault. It's all his fault. Like, there's no reason for a man to be putting his hands on you. There's no reason for him to be speaking to you in an abusive manner. You don't deserve that. He's the one with the issue, and you shouldn't be embarrassed.
Okay.
All right, hold on the line.
All right, well, ask E.
We'll get her some professional help, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to get her information, and I have somebody that she could talk to. But, I feel like this has been an ongoing situation with people reaching out to me behind the scenes, via the email helpmeye@gmail.com. I had one woman send me pictures of herself with marks all over her. That's crazy. Those first steps that you have to take as far as getting away from the person who's abusing you, though, is a really difficult thing to do. People say, well, if someone put their hands on me, I would leave. But you don't know what you would do unless you get yourself in that situation. And clearly she's in a tough spot. But
and if you don't want to call the police, I'll call the police for you. All you got
to take action. And listen, you got to go and make sure you do the proper procedures. Get a restraining order. If you don't make him stop now, it's never going to stop.
All you got to do is give me the young man's name and send me a picture of yourself. I'll send it right to the proper authorities. There you go, officer, right there. Him, right there.
All right. Well,
that
Asky, we got rumors on the way, E?
I can't even think about that right now. That just hurt my heart. Well, let's talk about somebody who wants to get his girl back. Would you love to see them back together? We'll tell you who it is.
All right, we'll get into that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Everybody, it's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club.
Hey, salute to cousin DL Hughley for coming through, man.
Yes.
Salute to Cody Slusher, who just reached out and said on Charlamagne, DL, really, the king of comedy? When was this? Gotta ask because I could be wrong, but maybe I'm just young. Yeah, there's a whole comedy show called The Kings of Comedy. With Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, the late great Bernie Mac, and DL Hughley. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Cody. I get it though. You're young. I understand.
Well, let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Jimmy Iovine.
Well, earlier in the week, according to Billboard, Jimmy Iovine would be leaving Apple around August after his stock options vest. Well, he responded to that. He said, all this stuff you're seeing in the newspapers, let me tell you, my stock vested a long time ago. We need Donald Trump here to call it fake news. Now, he said he's not leaving Apple anytime soon, but he said he probably would be out of the business within the next 10 years. He said, I don't see myself at 75 years old running around doing music. Eventually, I'll be slowing down. But right now, I'm committed to getting streaming right. So there you have it. He's not really leaving this year. All right. Serena Williams did an interview, and she's on the cover of Vogue with her 4-month-old daughter, Alexis Olympia Ohanian Jr. And she talks about the highs and lows of her first few months as a mother. Now, she also talked about after she gave birth, a day after the baby was born, she had a C-section. She said that she had some scary health complications. She said in the days that followed, she had shortness of breath, and doctors later found out that she had blood clots in her lungs, and she ended up spending the first 6 weeks of her daughter's life just in bed, not able to do much. So thank goodness she handled everything. I guess she used to take blood thinners, but after she had the C-section, she had to stop taking them so that she could, so that the cesarean could heal. But then she got blood clots and then had to take the blood thinners, and then I think there was a complication with the cesarean, with the stitching after that, just all kinds of issues. But fortunately, she is okay.
Word.
All right, Gunplay.
My guy.
Well, new reports are saying that he is now accused of assaulting an ex-girlfriend.
Oh, God.
His ex.
Jesus Christ. You knew that when I said my guy. You was just like, oh, why can't I hit him with this damn story?
I mean, we don't, it's just accusation.
It's an accusation. That's true.
Point,
That's
right.
true.
Now, his former girlfriend, Anika Johnson, they were at the Office, the strip club in Miami. And they had some words exchange, and he waited in the parking lot until her shift ended, and that's when allegedly she's claiming that he attacked her. Now, according to the police report that she filed, she said she and Gunplay were involved in a verbal dispute in regards to relationship issues, and then after the verbal interaction heated up, he allegedly physically assaulted her. She said he became irate, struck her upon her face with his head, and then she had to drive herself to the nearest hospital where she was treated for bruising to her face and neck, as well as a scratched cornea. So we'll see what happens.
You think I'm going to come to the defense of my guy Gunplay about something like that? His name is Gunplay. I don't know. I'm just sit this one out.
So they have so far not decided whether or not they're going to pursue charges of misdemeanor battery. So
isn't it Gunplay on Love and Hip Hop Miami? I haven't seen it yet.
Yes.
Have it started yet?
Yes, it's already up to the second episode. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, Safari. There's some new footage that came out, and he perhaps is really, really ready to try to get back with Nicki. She is single now, right? As far as we know, and here's what he said on stage.
Somebody tell Nicki that I miss her. Somebody tell Nicki that I miss her. Somebody tell Nicki that I miss her.
Well,
how we know he ain't talking about Miss Nicki, baby? Wasn't he dating her too?
I'm pretty sure that he would rather be. He would probably would have said Miss Nicki, baby.
And it wouldn't go. It was the bars would be messed up. Tell somebody tell Miss Nicki that I miss her. I don't know. Maybe it would work.
Actually, that sounds better.
I have a feeling.
Because it's like Miss Nicki Miss.
I have a
sneaky feeling what?
Sneaky suspicions.
What?
Safari gonna get a hit record this year. I'm telling you, I have a sneaky suspicion. It's gonna be something corny like pull up your socks, pull up your socks, pull up your socks. But he gonna get them. I have a I have a feeling, a sneaky suspicion. Safari. That's the way the universe works. Safari gonna get a hit record. This
I will
year,
say that Safari does work hard, and he's always putting stuff out.
Yes, he won't stop. He's one of those annoying.
He definitely won't stop.
People that just won't stop.
He's very personable.
I think he's gonna get one. I'm telling you, it's gonna be something corny that's gonna have a stupid dance to it, but it's gonna
connect.
Pull up your socks. Pull up your socks.
It's
Pull up your socks. Pull up your socks. It's gonna be something stupid like that. Mark my words.
And you'll definitely be doing the pull up your socks
No, I
dance.
definitely won't.
Yes, you will.
I'm gonna still be calling Safari corny. He's not corny.
And if it does, he's gonna come up here and he's gonna do on us for joking him all that.
No, he's not. He's gonna come up here and pull up his socks. That's what he's gonna do. Safari, he knows what this is.
All right, and once again, welcome home to Kevin Gates. He is a free man again after being released from jail yesterday. All right, well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your rumor report.
All right, now today is Mary J. Blige's birthday, so we're gonna get some Mary J. Blige on.
We love you, Mary.
You know, I listen to a Mary J. Blige record every day. I listen to some type of Mary J. Blige record every day. Because, you know, I believe that Uptown Records is probably the greatest record label ever in my eyes. So I listen to something from Mary every day because I have an Uptown Records playlist.
All right, well, before we do that, though, we got an exclusive. It's called King's Dead. It's featuring J-Rock, Future.
Terrible record to play.
And Kendrick.
When it's about to be Martin Luther King Jr. weekend. What is that's a terrible title.
Let's get into it.
Does this have anything to do with Martin Luther King Jr.?
No.
So who's the king that day?
Well, you got to listen to it.
Okay.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.